Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, Money Train. Now this isn't the actual cover. I put the insert on the cover because the actual cover is as lame as, this looks like a movie about fucking threesomes or something. It's threesomes on the Money Train. It's just stupid. So the insert, which has some info about the movie, for example, they shot in places like Central Park and the Plaza Hotel, Brooklyn Bridge, how they had to build and construct and the subway station and full-size subway cars to do stuff, including the finale, and that cost like $4.5 million because there was a lot of stuff to build. And I do appreciate a lot of the practical effects and the stunt sequences, which hold up very well today. Because sadly nowadays this would all be like shitty over-the-top cartoon CGI. I appreciate the hard work they put into the action sequences in this, and especially in the finale when the money train goes apeshit and one's hitting the back of this other train, and then when it has to derail. Now, since I reviewed White Men Can't Jump, which is a film I enjoy, I figured why not review the other film these two guys starred in. Now, they were in a film long ago called, I believe, Wildcats, which they were supporting roles. But this is the second and last time these two guys got to star together in a movie, and that's sad because I really enjoy these two guys together. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, I think, have wonderful chemistry. They play off each other very well, and I would love to have seen more movies with the two of them together. But this film bombed so badly when it came out around November of 1995. It lost a lot of money for the studio. Critics absolutely blasted and hated it. Rob of the Toronto Star, Wesley and Woody are back and better than ever. I'd probably put the White Men Can't Jump above this because I do think it's a funnier movie. But I still enjoy this flick, so Rob from Toronto Star and me are two of the only guys who enjoy this film. I know there's quite a few people like DJ Donnelly and other subscribers who don't like the film. I know that if you go on YouTube and try to find a review, there's like 4 reviews. All of them pretty much think the film sucks ass. Some guy, that guy with the glasses, bad movie beatdown. I don't know the guy's name, but I didn't care for his review. Just my own opinion. One guy gave it a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, I disagree. I know people like DJ Down. I think this is a fun movie. Is it a perfect movie and a 10 out of 10 and one of my favorite buddy cop movies? No. My favorite buddy cop movies would be films like Tango and Cash, Lethal Weapon. If it's a cop and crook, 48 Hours. And the same year you had Bad Boys, which came out before this. And that's the thing, Bad Boys I would definitely put above this because that definitely had more of the action beats that you kind of want in a buddy cop film. It definitely had that that's Michael Bay's comfort zone. That's why he should not be producing shitty Ninja Turtle movies and fucking fucking those characters up, fucking up Transformers. He should stick to films like The Rock, Bad Boys 1 and 2, things of that nature. He handles those action with the over-the-top gusto that makes it entertaining. This is by Joseph Rubin, who had directed The Good Son, the original Stepfather, Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid. I would say this is my favorite Joseph Rubin film, but it's definitely not the kind of film he directs a lot. And because this film bombed so badly, that's probably why he didn't do much after. So maybe in retrospect, people would have wanted a Richard Donner, or John McTiernan, or a Rennie Harlan, or a Michael Bay. I appreciate what the director is trying to do. It's a little bit different kind of buddy cop film, but I think I enjoy the film. It probably would have helped if you gave it a bit more action pieces, gunfights, explosions, fist fights. I think maybe that would have perhaps gotten the audience a bit more interested in the movie. Because my favorite scene is Wesley Snipes, and he has this fight sequence where he takes these guys out, shows he's very, in real life, adept. He's really studied in martial arts, and he's smooth with his moves and his snap fists and high knees. And these guys had told someone he knew earlier that he had called him the N-word. They said, "Who you calling?" And he does this beautiful sort of flying spin jump kick and blast the guy through the glass. I'm like, yeah, that's a badass fucking moment for Wesley Snipes. And I'm a fan of Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. But that was a good moment. I would love to see more fist fights. He did a little fight with this guy called The Torch, which that was an interesting part of the movie to me. And part of me wonders if the movie was about that guy, and the movie was you'd have to change the title, but if it was about these two guys going after this man. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me get back. Calm. Hold the phone. Not up to your ass, but hold the phone. The movie is about these two guys who are foster brothers. And they worked the transit. They worked in the subway station. They act as decoys. And if someone comes up and tries to steal their shit, then, hey, you're a thief. Let's arrest them. If you've stolen before, hey, you tried to steal, there you go. Which I thought was an interesting setup because it's not a normal thing to see in a buddy cop film. I like that it's set in a subway station. It made it a little bit more unique. I like the environment of a subway station. It's a little bit claustrophobic. It's technically it's an underground. I just like that setup. I like that little bit different take. Because you don't see a lot of cop movies where it's people who are centered in a subway station and a transit station. So I like when they try to do a little bit different things in the environment. Because there's only so many things you could do in a buddy cop movie. And amongst that, a new recruit comes in, Jennifer Lopez, which I know a lot of times people give Jennifer Lopez crap. I don't give a fuck about her singing career. As an actress, I don't think she was that bad of an actress. Granted, the stuff she does nowadays, but back in the day, I liked Anaconda. I liked her in Anaconda. I was fine with her in Anaconda. Out of Sight. I liked Out of Sight, and I thought she was fine in Out of Sight. I think she does a good job in here. She's tough. She takes no shit from anybody. I thought she worked well with Wesley Snipes, and they had good chemistry with each other. And she could hold her own. So yeah, Jennifer Lopez, I don't think she was a bad actress at all. I don't know, it's because when she got into the singing thing, people got tired of her, but I never really paid much attention to her fucking singing, so I didn't care. But I don't think she's that bad of an actress. And she does a really good job here. So you have some tension because Woody Harrelson likes her, and Wesley's like, okay, fine, you take her, but then she's attracted to Wesley, and Wesley's fall in love with her, which I thought they did a interesting take on that when they're doing the boxing match, and shows her as an equal. Wow, holy shit! Here's a movie where the big love story is between a man who's black and a woman who's Latino. Wow. Hell, if this came out nowadays with that, PC social justice warriors, SJW would fucking jerk off in the mouths with it. But I bring that up because a lot of people bring that shit up nowadays, but that's why the shit doesn't impress me nowadays, because there's hundreds of movies in the past that have done it like this. Hell, in this movie, Wesley Snipes is the true hero of the film. Woody Harrelson, the white guy, is the fuck up. He's the loser. But you know what? The movie was doing it not for a message. I feel like anytime I say that word, I think of Don't be a menace to South Central when drinking your juice in the hood. When I think it was Teen Ivory Wines came out and said, message. And why do you bring it up? Because they bring that shit up all nowadays. And they didn't do it to, here's a message. It's just, that's part of the story. So lo and behold, who is the guy who's doing the right thing and is the good guy? Wesley Snipes. And Woody Harrelson's not a bad guy, evil guy. He's just a guy who fucks up. But that's the thing about a lot of people nowadays. They don't look back on their history of movies. So it shows them in their daily life as transit cops, the stuff going on. Woody Harrelson's character is a gambler. He owes money. Wesley Snipes gets tired of pulling his foster brother out of a jam. You also have this little subplot with this guy named the Torch, which he would, interesting enough, go up to someone at a station, put fluid, and then light him on fire. The person in the station on fire. I know there was controversy when the film came out because, I don't know, it was, I guess a few days after the film came out or premiered, some motherfuckers started doing that and they blamed the film on it. And I'm like, I want to steal a line from Scream. Movies don't make psychos. Movies make psychos more inventive. If the person is fucked up enough that they don't go to an innocent human being and torture them alive, they didn't go crazy by watching a Wesley Snipes Woody Harrelson movie. Sorry, critics and people. The movie's not that fucking bad to make someone go crazy and kill people and burn them up. No matter how much you hate the fucking movie. So stop the bullshit of, no, it's horse and shit. And the horse sitting on your face ready to suffocate your ass. Knock the shit off. Off your fucking chest, off your fucking shoulder, wherever. Maybe off your face. So you get out of my face with that crap. Horse crap, whatever. Because I'm tired of that shit. I know this is a tangent, but I'm tired of that shit. It's the movies, it's the video games. No, it's something called life. That means there's more shit going on with that person than watching a fucking movie. If that's the case, then, man, I would have committed like 180 million murders because I've seen a lot of fucking action movies, a lot of fucking horror movies. And you know how I take that? While my fucking webcam freezes and it froze for a second, so I probably talking like Zardoz, talking slow motion. If you didn't know what the hell happened, my camera froze, so then that's what the fuck happened. If it didn't happen, then it doesn't matter. But see, that's what I'm doing. Not in the real world, not hurting anybody. I'm talking to an inanimate fucking object about movies. That's what it did. So knock the shit off. The movie doesn't deserve to get fucking buried because of what asshole did who is fucked up in the head. But I mention that because there's controversy. You can look it up on the internet to get more information on that. I just hate that. It's the video games, it's the movies. Yeah, then what about the Wild fucking West? It was called the Wild West. Wild. Why was it called Wild? Because if you fucking sneeze on someone, Ron, they're going to shoot 6 bullets into your fucking forehead. That's what they're going to do. And I don't think the Wild West, well, it was the video games and the movies. What video games and movies? It's the Wild fucking West. What video games did fucking Hitler play? I would answer that, but I don't want to say something even more fucking dumb. But goddamn, man. What the fuck game did... Well, maybe that's another topic for another day. But I just mentioned that because of the controversy that happened because of the movie. And it's fucking stupid. But yeah, this little subplot going with that. And then from time to time, Woody Harrelson mentions, man, we should get the money train. We should steal that. We could retire. And he's like, yeah, but hey, come on, man. We're cops. Yeah. It's fun games you mentioned, but seriously, no, we're cops. What are you talking about? I'm not going to do it. I'm a cop and you're not doing it either. And then what happens, long story short, things go haywire. These two have a fight, lose their jobs, other things happen, and Woody Harrelson wants to steal money from the train. Woody wants to steal money from the train. Wesley has to stop him. But it doesn't become like, oh, good and evil. It's just trying to. That's what. I know I'm bumbling my words, but watching this again, it does try to do something a little bit unique from other buddy cop films. Because at the end of the day, there's not really a main villain. I mean, in a way there is, because there's this asshole played by Robert Blake, which he became most famous for possibly murdering his wife or whatever. That's up to you whether you believe he did it or not. And you just say he's a cartoonish villain. He was fun. He had some fun lines like, what the hell? I'll fuck you dead. Something like that. And then Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson had this funny exchange. When he said fuck us dead, does it mean he's going to fuck us before we're dead or fuck us after we're dead? Like, they have a fun conversation, sort of making fun of Robert Blake's character. And this guy who takes his money train way too fucking seriously. That would not happen in real life. But I don't watch this as a fucking documentary. I watch this as entertainment. So I guess you could say he's the villain, but it's not a main villain in the fact of shooting, gunfire, fisticuffs. And even the way it's paced, it's sort of their day-to-day life among these little subplots going on. I guess in a way sort of what a Dirty Harry movie does, if you think about it. Because when you watch a Dirty Harry movie, and I like all 5 Dirty Harry movies, my favorite, I reviewed them on this channel, my favorite is probably Magnum Force. But I love all the Dirty Harry films. When you watch them, it's not just about what the main plot is, whether it be the sniper in the first one, or the vigilante cops in the second one. There's all this other stuff that comes up. Robberies, stopping the suicide. Like in the Deadpool, when the guy's ready to burn himself. Well, that relates a little bit to the plot, but... okay, a better example. You have the subplot where Clint Eastwood makes a guy have a heart attack, this asshole mob boss type of guy. As throughout the film, these guys are trying to kill Clint Eastwood and shoot him dead, as well as dealing with this director being hunted and people dying. Now it makes me want to talk about the Deadpool. But I reviewed the Deadpool. I like the Deadpool. But I'm going off track again. Some people may complain, well, it's not these stuff, but it didn't really bother me watching the flick. I like the song at the beginning and it ends at the end. Ends at the end. I mean, it comes back at the end credits. The train is coming, baby. The train is coming now. And yeah, I like the idea of these guys being undercover, drunk in a subway, and then when guys try to steal their stuff, they grab them. I love the back and forth between these two. That's my favorite part of the movie. That's what I enjoy the most about the movie, is the rapport between these two guys. Come on, Grandma. Oh yeah, no laying down on the job. They chase the suspect. You see how much of an asshole Robert Blake is from the start, because even though there's cops chasing these guys on the train tracks, he's like, nothing stops the money train, let them go. I love this bit that they have in the movie. No, you're not going to hit him. Why? Because I'm going to hit him. And then they do a reverse of that in the middle of the film, and then at the end, we're both going to hit him. And they both hit Robert Blake and knock him the fuck back. I like that bit. You're not going to hit him. Why? Because I'm going to hit him. I love that. I'm trying to think of other movies that did that. Rush Hour kind of tried to do that. You go this way, I go that way, and they both punch the guy in Rush Hour 3. But I would say I like this movie better than Rush Hour 3. I like the first two Rush Hours, but not Rush Hour 3. And I like the way it was done better in that type of dialogue. Or the fact that Woody Harrelson steals Robert Blake's toy train and Wesley Snipes is laughing about it. And Woody's like, hey, it's Christmas time. Let me borrow some money. Yeah, if you love me, let me keep my money. Where's your Christmas spirit? It's there in your pocket. I guess one aspect I didn't like is that they went to Woody Harrelson gambling again, because that just felt like a retread of White Man Can't Jump. What got him into trouble? In a way, gambling. That's why he was on the run with Rosie Perez, this gambling. He gambles with Wesley Snipes when he's trying to dunk and he loses money to Wesley Snipes. So I didn't like the fact that they went back to the gambling thing again. I thought maybe you could do something else story-wise with Woody Harrelson's character. I mean, you didn't even need that. I don't know. You just still say he's a fuck up. He's a fuck up at work. You just have to go once again to the gambling well that you had in White Man Can't Jump. Just felt like a little retread of that movie. Like I said, I like Jennifer Lopez. I like the Torch. I think the guy who plays the Torch is Chris Cooper, who's an actor who's been in quite a few films. I think he was in The Kingdom, which I like, with Peter Berg, directed with Jamie Foxx. And Chris Cooper, he's been in quite a few other films. And again, maybe I like the movie, but I wonder what it would have been if the Torch character was the main villain. If you really had a main villain that they could get physical firefights or searching for this guy, maybe amongst the inner workings of the subway tracks. But at the same time, it'd be like two cops against this one guy, and since he's doing this, is he really going to be capable of hand-to-hand fights against Wesley? Or, I don't know, it would need work. I'm just spitballing the top of my head. I just wonder what people would think if that was the main driving force at the end instead of the money train. I'd be curious to people's thoughts on that. But the heart of the film is these two guys' relationship where, oh, I'm always following your footsteps, and Wesley Snipes going, well, you need to shape up or ship out, you know, I can't always be there for you. I guess I'm bumbling and fumbling around this review because I'm just trying to figure out why this film gets hated on so fucking much. The stunt work, the bit where the Torch fucks up this one booth with this woman in it, and they're trying to save the woman, and Wesley Snipes jump in and barely misses the train that's coming. Like, imagine the train's doing this, and he does this move. I thought that was a good shot and good stunt work. They get the woman out of the fire, real fire. There's not CGI fire or anything. You get some nice banter. For example, when the two of them get mugged and they were arguing with each other, and they pull their guns on the guys, then they put the guns on each other. You don't blame this shit on me too? I'll shoot you in your good eye. And Woody here's like, you took my ice cream record. And Wesley goes, ice tube, ice tube. And Woody goes, ice tube, ice pick, I don't care. And they're doing this while they're getting mugged. And it scares the guys so much that they fucking run away. Like, that's a good scene. That's a funny fucking scene. Robert Blake, yeah, you say he's an over-the-top cartoonish villain, but I thought he was entertaining. I'll be there and I'll fuck you dead. You think he's gonna fuck us before we're dead or after we're dead? The scene where Wesley Snipes and Jennifer Lopez box with each other. Kind of an interesting way of developing a love story. Not typical. I know some people said that Woody Harrelson's character, he really becomes unlikable. I wouldn't say that. I mean, granted, by the end, he really didn't learn any lessons, because him and Wesley did kind of get away with it. And did he really learn any valuable lessons as a character? Like, did he really? Is he still gonna be a fuck up in the future? Of course, in a way, you say that's more realistic, because a lot of people don't change that way in real life. But it is a movie. But at least with the flick, yeah, he fucked up. He owes his money on gambling. Wesley Snipes does pay him, and he doesn't gamble it away. He does get it stolen, so it's not his fault. So that makes me feel a bit sympathy for him. And then the reason he ultimately does the money train robbery, or tries to, is because these assholes beat him up, and not because they threaten him, but they threaten Wesley Snipes. And I like the idea that, okay, I'm going to try for this because they say they're going to hurt my brother, or my foster brother, Wesley. So I thought, okay, that right there is him being unselfish. And then, but then, of course, when they're on the train and they're both having almost this fist fight over the money, then it's like, okay, that kind of peters that bit of business out. But not enough for me to kill my enjoyment of the film. Wesley Snipes falls in love with Jennifer Lopez. Woody Harrelson doesn't like that. They deal with the torch. Woody Harrelson's a bit drunk, so he fires in the air, steers these horses. Woody Harrelson is able to save these two kids, but he realizes he fucked up. Wesley Snipes faces the torch. Gets in a little bit of a fist fight. I like the bit where, I forget exactly what the torch says, but Wesley says, yeah, you get burned. Hits this thing, burns up the guy. And I thought this was a really good shot where it looks like a guy burning, and a real fucking subway train comes up and hits the guy while the guy's on fire. It's not shitty editing. It's not crappy CGI. I guess this is the kind of stuff why they built and spent quite a bit of money building this whole set, is to do that kind of scene in a safe place. It might be a little thing to people, but I appreciate that. It's not shitty editing. It's not, oh, it looks like someone on fire and this train, and it doesn't cut away. Doesn't look like a fake dummy. I didn't think it did. I appreciate the technical aspects that went into the making of the picture. Like when Wesley Snipes is trying to get to Woody Harrelson, and you have a real guy on a motorcycle jumping onto the railroad track, and there's a real fucking train behind this guy. I mean, a real guy on a motorcycle and a real subway train right behind him. That's stuff you do not get a lot nowadays. And the finale, I think, is entertaining on a technical aspect. The subway run, go faster. They get shot at by the guards. They're down below. They're hiding. It crashes through this blockade. Robert Blake is an asshole, so he puts another train from it because, well, they're going to stop. What if they don't? Oh, well. So that's where you're like, okay, Robert Blake's character is not a realistic villain. He's definitely a cartoon villain, but I thought he was fun. He was entertaining. And there's some good physical, technical aspects to it. They get on top of the train, they get down and narrowly miss all these lights. They have to jump from one train to the other. Before that, this train they're on, he's bashing the back of the train in front of them. When they get on, and this train, the money train derails and it flips over. Definitely one of the best, I would say, train / subway train derailments I've seen in a picture. Right, it's sort of like you took the movie Speed, you took that third act, you made that an entire movie. Which, who knows? Maybe that's how the story came about. I don't know. No, I can't say that because Wesley was signed on in '94. So, and Speed came out in '94. So, I'm sure if I talk, well, I'll never get to talk to the writers, but I kind of wonder what the inspiration for the movie was. But yeah, the two make it out, and they punch the fuck out of Robert Blake. Both punch him, and Woody Harrelson has some of the money hidden, so he didn't really learn any lessons. So that's a little bit like, okay, usually you have a little bit of an arc, but I'm not sure Woody really got an arc. I mean, even in White Man Can't Jump, he kind of did, because when him and Rosie Perez split, that was, as Wesley Snipes said, probably for the better. I know this is a longer than I wanted review, and I'm stumbling and fumbling, but you know what? This is going to be the only fucking positive review for the film, and I might as well make it the longest review for the film. Does it have issues? Sure. Woody Harrelson's character, it doesn't seem like he really gets to learn his lesson as a character, but I didn't find him unlikable like a lot of people did. I still really like these two guys in the flick. Yeah, it's kind of, you do have a villain, but it's not the with little buddy cop films, not a drug dealer or a prison that escaped from a chain gang or a drug lord, or but at the same time that kind of made it a little bit more unique. So the more I think about it, the more I kind of appreciate that aspect. Um, Again, I think really my only big problem is a few more action set pieces. I like the bit when they deal with the torch. I love, my favorite scene in the film is Wesley Snipes' fight scene when he fucks these guys up. Just shows how good he is in martial arts. High knee. He heard from the grapevine that this guy called him the N word. Who you calling? Does this great, like I said, great spin kick, flying 360 kick, nuts the guy through the glass. More of that would have been cool. Like more Wesley Snipes fight scenes would have been really cool. That's one thing I could say. Needed more of those fights, those type of fight scenes. But I appreciate the technical aspects, especially in the finale. Real subway trains doing real stuff. Nowadays, it's all be computer graphics. I appreciate the hard work they put into it. Mark Mancina, decent score, not as good as his scores to films like, I think he did Speed and Bad Boys. Definitely not up to par with those two films, but a fairly decent score. Like I said, I like the song at the beginning of the film that it also ends on. The train is coming, baby. The train is coming now. Jennifer Lopez, she does a wonderful job. She's not a damsel in distress. She's not, ooh, a broken nail, dead weight. She's tough, and I don't think she's bad in the acting. Robert Blake, yeah, you say he's over the top and cartoonish, but he was entertaining, some of the shit that he said. And most of all, these two guys still had the chemistry, they still had the spark, they still had the fun with each other. And I would love to see more films with these guys. I wish they would come back for a movie. Doesn't have to be a sequel to White Man Can't Jump or anything. Just come back for another movie. Comedy and action movie. I want to see another Wesley Snipes Woody Harrelson movie. I want to see that. I hope we can see that again. I really do. But yeah, this has no features except the trailer, because the film... I think even these two guys don't like the movie. I'd love to hear why. Is it just because the film bombed? Like, did you have a bad time working on it? I don't think this film's as bad as its reputation, which I guess is why this is going to be the longest fucking review for the film. I'm sure no one's going to sit through the entire thing. But fuck it. I'm not going to redo it. That's my longer than I thought review of Money Train. Sort of a little bit defending the film too. It's not one of my favorite buddy cop films, not my top 10, but this gets a lot of shit and I don't think it deserves it. This is a fun flick. But thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.